see fingers pointing in my direction. I can't take the pressure. I'm not built with this kind of weather now. Why? Can't you get to know me? No, I could do better, it's true. No, I could do better if you believe in me some more. Believe in me some more. Said I see an open door, and I'm ready to explore. I put my best foot forward, best believe I'm on it. Believe in me some more. Believe in me some more. Said I stay in New York, and I'm ready to explore. I put my best foot forward, best believe I'm on it. I'm on it.
SMU FM 97.1, the ultimate voice, airborne.
Yeah, SMU FM 7.1 Ultimate Voice Airborne with Ntindos. Once again, of course, on the Healthy Con Show. And today, I have a very special guest. And you know what? I think we're going to have some fun today. I'm going to talk some fitness there, you know, some milkshakes and, of course, supplements and all that. Otherwise, you're on SMU FM 7.1 Ultimate Voice Airborne with Ntindos, a.k.a. The Messenger. And yeah, I'm with you until 7:30. I have, of course, the best... one of the best, athletes on campus. I think he's all the way from Chubi, and he goes by the name of Matubane Tisane, 21 years old, and yeah, of course, he's doing well. And I think, you know what, today you're gonna learn more from him, and I just, giving all the 30 minutes just to him so that he can explain to you guys how to, plan your diet, how to, of course, you know what I'm saying, how to exercise and all that. So yeah, I only saw this nigga, of course, on campus around, and you know what, I've been seeing him training a lot, and I'm like, you know what, this guy is so consistent, and I think I can feature him. How's it, man?
All good, and you?
Yeah, man. You can say hi to my friends out there.
Hello, everyone. This is me, Matsuban Tisani.
Yeah. And yeah, I really admire your consistency. I've been seeing you at the gym, and I've been wondering, where does this guy take this oomph from exactly? But hey, I think maybe you can explain to me later on. And you do BSc, right? BSc 3.
Yes, I do.
Life sciences, molecular and life sciences.
Yes.
So it's your final year now.
Yeah.
You're planning on living and exploring the world,
We'll see what works out. But then seeing the world has always been a goal for me, because I feel like you grow so much, and whatever can put me in a state where I can grow is always good.
Yeah. I think, of course, I've seen you on campus training, and doing your sit-ups, just always training. You're always training, like you're always there, and you're always busy. And then I saw you invited me in a page called Bad Self.
Yes.
Athletics Bad Self. Away with your bad self. And yeah, so I've been wondering, where does this idea of bad self come from? Because I've been seeing you, uploading pictures there of bad self, and people are just exercising, they're just training, taking care of themselves. And I've been asking myself, where do these people get this way from?
Okay, first of all, bad self athletics. The idea about bad self athletics came from the name itself. Is about, how everyone always has an idea or perception about how you're supposed to look.
Yeah.
So with me, I realized that when I started working out, I had this idea that starting last year, I want to create an image or a body that I've always wanted, where I can do anything whenever I want. So if I wanted to run 5 kilometers, I must be able to. If I wanted to sprint, if I wanted to pick up weights, if I wanted to climb anything, I must be able to do it. That my body must not be, there must be no limitations to my capabilities.
What is it that drives you?
What drives me?
Yeah.
What drives me, I think it's a better vision of myself. The motto for Bad Self is, I design, therefore I become. The full motto for it is, I design, therefore I become. I author the full version of myself into existence, because I'm a dynamic work of art.
The best version of yourself.
Yeah, so whatever you envision, you can create.
Yeah.
So that was the basic idea with it.
Despite all the negativities and all that,
Yeah,
you
and
just head on going there.
despite all the negativities,
Yeah.
despite the fear, despite the
Yeah.
what people might say.
Yeah.
So that's why I said bad self athletics, because bad is a word that's usually associated with something that's not good.
Yeah, because I realized that a lot of people always postponing things, about gym, about healthiness and all that. And I myself sometimes postpone those things,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You find that, we train for 5 days.
Yeah.
And then the fifth day, I'm like, I'm just going to have gallons and gallons of alcohol
Yeah.
and just smoke all these things. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, how do you advise a person who perhaps is always falling back on his falling out of the consistency that they normally keep? You know what I'm saying? How do you advise such a person?
I've started a manual based on everything that I was doing last year.
Yeah.
And one of the topics is exactly that, how to keep up consistency and all of that.
Yeah.
So I basically think that one must look at it in trying to make it a lifestyle.
Yeah.
I see so many people where they decide that no, now I want to start going to the gym. Now I want to have this dream body. They have this excitement. They're all motivated. But then they go into it full head in first.
Yeah.
I think that someone like that, you're supposed to look at firstly your diet, and then when you look at your diet, look at the things that you already enjoy eating that are considered healthy or have macronutrients that are healthy.
Yeah.
And then after looking at that, try and implement them so that you can eat them as much as possible.
So basically, you're looking at what you normally eat.
Yes.
And you just incorporate that in your diet.
Yes, because don't I think you shouldn't try to
leave stuff.
No, not that leave stuff, but then
because I like leaving stuff.
No, but I think that you shouldn't try just by going into the deep end. You're
Yeah.
supposed to make it suit your lifestyle, because it's not a 3-week program. It's not a 3-week program.
So basically,
it's a
this is
lifestyle.
about understanding yourself first.
Definitely.
It's more
Self-awareness.
psychological too.
It
in
is.
a way.
In the manual that I talk about, there's 3 steps to it.
Yeah.
It firstly speaks about the mindset, the ideal mindset and values that I had to develop in order to get to where I wanted to.
Yeah.
And then it goes into the diet plan that I followed on a student budget.
Oh.
Because there's always the excuse
So
that
basically, it's the ideal mindset, is the values, and is the diet plan. Because I was wondering,
Yes.
now this book must be, is it a manual or a book that you plan on publishing or something?
it's more of a manual that I plan on publishing. I think it should be coming out mid-April.
Mid-April.
Yes. It's ideal values and mindset, it's the diet plan, and it's the workout plan. So everything that I used to do. Yeah.
You said it's coming out in April?
Yeah, mid-April.
Mid-April?
Yes.
So who's is their company already?
No, there's
there
no
for
one. It's
you?
just me.
Oh.
I don't have time to wait for companies.
But is it protected? In a way, like in terms
That's
of,
what I'm sorting out.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
what I'm sorting
Currently,
out.
you're working on that.
Yeah.
In terms of protection, patents and all that.
All of that.
Okay. Wow. That is of course Matsubane. I'm so sorry, guys.
all good.
I'm not.
Matsubane.
I'm trying. That is Matsubane Tisane, of course. All the way from Resident 2B, and you're on SMU FM 7.1, the Ultimate Voice Airborne, with Mtindos, aka the Messenger, of course, on the Healthy Con Show, and I'll be with you until 7:30 with Matsubane Tisane, of course. And he's going to publish a manual, of course, a workout manual that includes ideal mindset and values, and of course, it also has some diet plans, inside, and a daily workout program inside, of course. And we're still coming back. There's still more to know about this man. Chill and relax, Baba. And I'm going to play one of his best tracks called Deben as Finance featuring Shikana, of course. It's Believe in Me. Believe in Me. Zamo. Yeah, Muretsi, Dumela. Tsara, if you've just arrived, of course, and you're having coffee or tea or rooibos, preferably rooibos, because we all have a life here. On some healthiness on Healthy Con Show. Otherwise, I'm with, of course, the best of Matsubane Tisane, age of 21 years old, doing BSc 3. Very young man, very powerful, very strong, and very ambitious, of course. And and he's all the way from Bad Self Athletics, and he has his own book, of course, that he's publishing, and he's planning on also, bringing it into a manifestation around mid-April, of course, of 2017, and he's planning on teaching a lot of young people how to live healthy and how to understand themselves in their health, and how to, of course, work around their diet plans. I thought I was supposed to leave some stuff, but I think I'm not gonna leave everything. Otherwise, yeah. The time is exactly 7:15, and yeah, we are going straight to that page of yours, when I'm interested in the page. Your name is To apparently, and I was wondering why is your name To? Your nickname basically is To.
So came from when I was still playing for Sundowns. The coach was Godfrey Sapula. So the first few weeks we were busy training, and then like while we were busy doing a soccer drill, he didn't know our names because we had just arrived, and then he was like, so what's your name? I said Matsabai. He's like, no, something else. I was like, Tsu. He's like, no, something else.
So you played for Sundowns?
Yeah. And then
like which team? I
was in under 17s.
Under 17s.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. And then he was like, no, something else. And I was like, so. And then it just caught on.
Yeah. So, gotta get one out to this team.
You're not.
Yeah. I'm actually impressed by one thing. I'm intrigued by something, because I realized that on campus, especially in SMU, and especially students, in various universities and various tertiary institutions, or even in high schools, I realized that they always have an excuse of not going to the gym, or of not eating healthy, of not doing what. What do you think is the problem there?
Priorities. It's simple as that. If it's important to you, I always believe that you're going to make an effort to it. And we always have the excuse that we're young, that we're always going to have the rest of our lives. But then if you start making it a habit now, and we are creatures of habit.
Just what you said, that we think that we're going to have it the whole of our lives, and you start engaging in these activities that are not healthy for us, and you think we still have some years here on this earth, and
so
sooner or later you realize that you can't get out of the habit.
Yes, and we're creatures of habit. So if you can start engraving good habits into your lifestyle, I feel like that's where you're going to ultimately progress. So because these habits, they infest into your life. You
get used to these things.
Yes, there's no other way. Me and my best friend, we used to talk about how when we started gymming, it was all about gymming. But then, for example, on a Friday, for example, I would hit a PR, a personal record of deadlifting. And then I would feel so good. But then we always used to talk about that it's not even about the gym. It's about constantly pushing ourselves. And learning to put ourselves to a state where, exactly, willpower.
Regardless of who says what says what where goes where.
Yes.
We just go.
And doing things that we never anticipated that we would be able to do. So that's all it was about.
So tell me about the page on Facebook, Away with Bad Self. I like it when people say stay with your bad self. It's like you're saying, we don't care, we're just here to gym, we're taking ourselves. And I want to understand the concept of the page, basically, Bad Self. What is the aim for that page?
The page involves, it's trying to create a community, basically. And in trying to create a community, I always hear people always telling me that the reason that they started gymming, they saw people on Instagram. They saw people on Instagram, and then these people are so athletic, they have these great bodies. So with these great bodies, it encouraged them to start gymming. But then once they start gymming, they realize that it's actually harder than they thought that it was. So with the page, I thought that we should all try and create a community where we all involved. And the best way to do that is the best person that can inspire you is the person that's right next to you. And in doing that, I set up the page so that people can...
So basically you realize that there's a power in doing things together.
Yes. Always.
Two is better than one.
Always. Two heads are better than one.
You still need someone on the side.
Yes, of course.
And because sometimes you are up, sometimes the second person is low.
Yeah, that's why the page is set up on it being people that you know. So these people send me their pictures, and when they send me their pictures, I personally say something in which I see from the picture.
Yeah. So speaking about just to move away a bit from the bad self concept, you're a student in Spakumahat, and you're doing your final year now. And I realized that there's a lot of work in final year, for example, that maybe you're supposed to do. And well, I've seen you training even in previous years, you know what I'm saying? But my question is, because speaking of priorities, it's all about priority. How do you prioritize your time and still be able to go to the gym, still be able to have other activities? Because I realize that you're just an outgoing person, you're out there, but you're still in your books, you're still like everything is just continuing.
I think that comes up to my beliefs, and fitness and healthy living has always been a part of my life. Always. Ever since I was like in grade 1, I've been training, whether it be soccer or something else, and now it's just that it's fitness. So with that being said, I made it suit my personal lifestyle. Personally, I wake up very early. By 5 I'm already awake.
When you are snoring.
Yeah. So I made it suit my lifestyle.
Yeah.
So that if I can gym, for example, by 6, at 6, and then already by 8 I'm already done, I'm already going to class and everything. So I think it's about sorting, knowing how you are, and knowing your habits, and knowing what helps you.
And just know what is good for you.
Yes.
What drives you, what makes you stronger,
Yes.
in moving forward with all this. Because I realize that we're living in a very, very diverse society. It's the 21st century. Everything is just busy. We are so busy trying to make money, and then we're trying to make a living. At the same time, we must take care of our bodies, our spiritual beings, and all that. You get what I'm saying? Now, the question is, now for young people, I realize that there's this thing that is going on where more than 80% or 70% of young people actually are addicted to some kind of drug, whether it be cigarettes or alcohol or something, but out there, these young people are addicted to drugs. What do you think is the problem in our society?
I think the biggest problem in our society is that young people don't have mentors. I say that in terms of, I noticed how, I'm from a township. I'm from SMU in Polokwane. And people usually have a vision. For example, with me, I already knew that when I was like 6, that I wanted to play soccer for a big team. But then I knew that I wanted to play for a big team, and I knew the types of teams that I wanted to play for. But then what I had to do in between, I didn't know. So I think that the reason why I say there's a problem with mentors is because there's always a gap between a young person and their dreams, that they do not know what to do. There was recently this thing on Medunsa page where I think it was just where first year registrations were happening, and then someone was like, some matriculant was like, hey, I just got these marks, and then after getting these marks, like I think the maths marks was around 40 or something like that, and everyone was laughing, and he was saying that he wants to do medicine. And everyone on the page was looking at him and laughing at him. But what I saw from that is that if that person had a mentor or had a person that was like, no, to do for example medicine, you need high marks in physics, you need high marks in this, you need high marks in this, this is how you apply. If he knew that from a very early age, that person would have pushed himself way much more. So I think the problem is that we don't have mentors, and in not having mentors, it leads many astray because they think that their dreams are unachievable.
I think the problem with this thing of mentorship, not the problem with the mentorship thing, I'm saying the reason why I think we don't have mentors, but everyone is so busy trying to make money for themselves, and they forget the responsibility that they have for the country, for younger people, grooming them in the ways that you speak of, and to able to close the gap between the dreams and the young person, as young as the person is, still be young and still chase his dreams well.
Yes. You know the problem you're saying is a problem that I hold so close to my heart, and that's why I've made this thing that I'm not going to wait for someone or a mentor or someone. You get me? So in Bad Self, for example, I'm exposing everything that I do. I'm almost using I'm a scientist. I'm using myself as an experiment. And when someone, a young person or someone else, whoever in whatever they want to start, they see me and I'm exposing everything. I'm exposing the process of I'm beginning, but this is how I'm doing it. And if after 5 years everything fails or everything succeeds, they have been able to see where I failed or where I've succeeded, and that can help someone somewhere else.
Wow, that's powerful. Basically, it's the concept of people do what you do, not what you say. I follow the steps.
I'm so against someone like. Lately, I've been saying to everyone that don't tell me what you want to do. Tell me what you've done. Because everyone can
Wow.
can talk a good game.
Yeah.
But so many people can implement their ideas.
Tell me what you've done on SMU FM 97.1 Ultimate Voice Airborne. I'm with Matubane here. Of course, former Sundowns player, the under 17, back in the days, of course. He's only 21 years old, and he has so much power. And I think he has too much to give to society. And I think you know what? He's working very, very nice and very good for society as a whole. You know. Otherwise, he's speaking of mentors too, and he's speaking of the book that he's of course designing for young people to actually follow, you know, in designing their diet plans and mindset, you know, and actually like the concept that, you know, young people do not have mentors, and he thinks that they still need to be a gap that is closed, you know, by people who have made it in life, you know, who will then come down and mentor young people with dreams as much as they are young in their fields of studies. Otherwise, you're listening from a simple one, Ultimate Voice Airborne, with Nintendo's aka the Messenger. Believe in me. Believe in me. Believe in me. Believe that I can do it.
That's
I
what
will do
it's
it. I will
about.
show you. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm still with Matubane Jisane, all the way from resident to be in Sfakoma Sciences University. And I'm coming live here, of course, we are with Nintendo's aka the Messenger on the Healthy Con Show. The time is exactly 27 minutes past 7, and you know what, we are just there, and we are moving with Matubane here. We are just having fun, you know, we are young. Like that. We're not smoking weed here, we're having fun. Yes. Otherwise, Matubane, I think, is your surname Tisan?
Yes.
Or your name is Matubane?
Yes.
And the thing name is Joe.
Yes.
Joe. I gotta get one out to discover it. So.
Such one is so.
Yeah, so tell me about this brand of yours. I realize you have a brand.
Yeah.
And you're wearing it now, the cap. And it's called merchandise. You know, there's this wolf, it's a lion.
It's a tiger.
It's a tiger.
It's actually a tiger.
Yeah.
And you know the logo actually comes up with everything that Bad South is about, because you know how a tiger always like lies in the grass and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it does its own business.
Yeah.
So with the merchandise, basically it's about creating fitness clothing that you know how fitness clothing is so hard to find and usually so expensive. So I've set out a goal of finding and creating my own fitness clothing that is affordable but at a high quality. You get me?
So basically, I realized something about you. There's always meaning that is attached to everything that you perhaps do in terms of your fitness. I think your fitness plays a huge part of your life.
It does.
And the lions and all that, they just signal with this man is just as this lion spirit, you know, not willing to back down.
The thing is about Bad South, it's an extension of me.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so passionate about it.
Yeah.
It is who I am.
Yeah.
Whatever I'm showing, it is everything that I've been thinking.
Yeah.
And I've built up the courage to show it with the world, share it with the world.
So what motivated this thing of saying away with your bad self?
What motivated it?
Yeah, because I feel like there's something attached behind it.
Deeper meaning.
Yeah.
The deepest meaning is I've always had, you know, there was the story about the talents in the Bible. I heard it in grade 3.
About what?
The talents in the Bible.
Talents.
Talents. Yes, where God, I think it was God or a master gave us 175 talents.
Oh, yeah,
178
yeah,
talents,
yeah, I remember
and
that
one.
too, yeah.
So yeah, basically what I learned at that age from that story is that one day I will stand in front of my maker and he will ask me, what did you do with all the talents that I've given you?
Yeah.
So I must be able to be like, with everything that you gave me,
Yeah.
I pushed it to the limit. I did all that I can do with it.
It's so fun how we complain so much the whole day or every day, and when there's a lot that we can do and that we can learn from, you know, people like you are there, you know, for some people who are lacking in some places of fitness and health, you know, but people, I think perhaps, what do you think the cause is of people not wanting to learn from others?
I think I've realized that the biggest thing is fear of failure.
Fear of failure.
Everyone is more worried about fearing failure, and even others are even afraid of fearing success and what comes with success and the responsibility that comes with success. So I think that's the biggest problem.
So it should be an internal drive, this thing, this guy.
It all comes from within.
It
all comes from the mind. It all comes from
So if I was to
Decided.
say to you, ne, there's a young man,
yes,
he died in Ekharanko,
yes,
smoking meow. And as we speak, he's on Bluetooth.
yes,
You know the Bluetooth thing,
yeah,
this thing of transferring blood to blood. Like you get high, this is my friend, like I'm smoking up first and then the other one just transfer blood.
Yes.
Blood transfusion of some sort.
yes,
The young man is growing up very zealous with life, but he's in Nyaupe now
yes.
and he wants to be like you. What do you say to this man?
For me, that's first of all a huge responsibility that someone would want to be like me. The biggest thing that I would say is the people that care about you the most. Because, for example, for me, what pushes me the most, I'm a guy, and we find emotions very hard to deal with. And especially expressing emotions and being vulnerable. But then one thing I've realized is that what pushes me the most is that my mother is looking. And, you know, I've always had this thing where my mother told me that, you know, when your mother speaks about things when she's playing around, where she'll be like, you're gonna buy me shoes from Italy. When you have money, we're gonna go to Italy, and then you're gonna buy me shoes and bags from Italy. And then you just listen to them like you're playing around. I took those things to heart. So to that person, I would say, listen, think about the people that care about you the most, and what you envision for their lives and what you want to do for them. And them seeing you suffer is 10 times
So
worse
basically,
for them.
there's no human being that can operate without a goal. In
I
terms
don't
of
think you
health
can.
and fitness and everything that is concerned. Because health is not only your physical, it's also your social and
It is.
And your what you call it.
It does affect, because, for example, I learned this when I was in Sundowns, how I was not the best player. I've never been the best player. But then the thing about me was I've always had this work ethic in terms of I'm not the best, but then I will show you. I will show you through the work. And I'm prepared to expose myself.
Wow.
So
that's very powerful.
What I learned about fitness and all of them affecting each other was that people were so much better than me. They were so much better than me. But then they were from a place where they did in a community where they weren't, for example, able to speak English. But then you are put into this English medium school. And being in this English medium school, you have to socialize. But then they can't socialize. They feel embarrassed because they're busy with these kids that grew up in white neighborhoods, and they have to speak a language that they can't even speak. They feel embarrassed. And I saw that those good players were affected by the social aspects. And in affected by the social aspects, it drove into the football. And these are supreme athletes. But because their social lives are affected, the academic lives gets affected, and also their physical thing that they drive on gets affected. So I think everything is connected. I believe in the holy trinity of mind, body, and soul. And you can't separate one from the other.
We're all together. We're made together. Let's move together. Yes, you understand your family saying one ultimate voice airborne with Nintendo's AK the messenger. And I think, you know what, I'm giving this man 5 more minutes because I think he has too much to share with us with what he's doing. And I'm interested also in Mutsubane in, of course, your daily workout program. You see, because I think maybe you can help a lot of people out there. Because I'm sure your daily workout program includes your studies and how you patch up with things in between. Maybe if a lot of students might get help with that. I don't know. Can you just maybe help me with that?
My daily workout. Do you want to know my daily workout plan, or how my day is structured?
Or perhaps your day, how your day perhaps is structured, if it's not a secret.
It's not a secret.
Okay.
Usually my day is structured. First of all, I emphasize you have to understand yourself. Okay? Because I know personally that I wake up early, but I sleep early. Some people, they can't wake up early, but they find it easy to stay up late. So that's why I first of all emphasize you have to understand yourself. Yes. So I find it easy to wake up. So, and I'm most effective in the morning. So I find it easy to wake up at around 2-3. I start by studying then until around 6. And then from 6 I
Mm.
go to the gym
Mm.
until usually I'd say an average of 6 to 8.
Yeah, yeah.
And then from 8 I come back, I shower, and then
Yeah.
5 classes I go
Yeah.
to classes. If I
Because I realize how this thing of your fitness and your health, you know, your workout plan, I understand what you're saying. People must understand themselves,
yeah.
you know. And I realized how you always, you know, you always happy, you know, you're always joyous in yourself, you know. Like no one, I've never seen you on campus sad. It's either you're quiet or you're just hyped up. You're like, it's like you just can't wait for the next mission,
Yeah.
you know. Is it maybe attached to your health and fitness? Does that help you too, or what?
That's always a factor, but then I think everything comes from my personality.
Yeah.
Because there's always going to be challenges. There's always going to be.
Because you know what I realized. I realized that like with your character, for
Yes.
example, people will think that you don't have issues, you don't have
I
things,
do.
you know, to solve. You understand
Yeah.
what I'm saying? You don't have. It's like you're the guy. You understand?